So let's add a couple of things to the to this app. I want to create a button, right? So const button styled equals style dot button. I'm just gonna pass some CSS to this. So let's do width 200 pixel, height 100 pixel, font size 15 pixels. Alright, let's try that. So inside of here, we'll have a button styled. This is like the default button. Alright. So there it is. There's the default button. Alright, let's add some margin. 20 pixel, 0. Let's see. Alright. So you have a default button. Pretty ugly. Now, let's say you have another button, right? Let's say it's a conversion button, like subscribe button, right? Oh, make sure to hit subscribe on my YouTube channel, by the way. So let's make a subscribe button. So you can do const button subscribe. So you can do, so you want to extend everything inside a button styled. The way you do it, you do styled, you do parentheses of the component you want to extend, and then you just write the override style inside of here. So for the conversion button, I want the background color to be tomato, and font size, I want it to be a little bigger, 25 pixels. Alright, so now let's try this. So if I add a button subscribe, let's see what happens. There it is. So it has the same dimension, it inherited from the default button, but this time I have my own color, background color. Isn't this cool? This is how you do inheritance. It's very easy. Let's make it white, make it look a little better. There it is. Okay, cool. Now this is how you do simple inheritance, right? Now let's say I have a, let's say I want to do a button that's dynamic. What if I want to do const button dynamic equals, let's say like I want to make a button where the user can pass in a variable, a prop to the button, and then the button will automatically use the prop to render the color that the user pass in. So let's do this, right? Let's inherit that from button styled. Now, how do you access the property that the user pass in? Well, you do it with this, props. This is JavaScript. So the props will contain the props that the person passed into the button. So the person, let's say I want the background color. Oh, by the way, this function needs to return something. So in order to return something, we need the CSS helper. So you do CSS. So you want to return, you don't want the variable color equal props.color. And I would just want to say white will be the default if the user don't pass anything. So I can do, now I want to return CSS. I know it gets a little weird here, but like this is how you return the actual CSS inside of this prop function if you want to access props. So now I want to return background color. Now instead of saying something, I want to return dynamic, whatever this color is, right? So it'll return that. So let's go into button dynamic. So if we don't pass anything, right, we get the white background color. There it is. Now let's say I want a color to be green. You just do color equals green. And there it is. It's the green color. So this is how you dynamically pass something in and then dynamically set the property of the CSS of the thing you want to style. Isn't this cool? This is like amazing actually. So this is very powerful too. So you can, it's really up to you to define how you would like to dynamically theme your stuff, right? Now, the one last thing I want to show you is something like I really think it's pretty powerful for the application. Now, this is the ability to theme things. So let's say, you know, like what's popular now is you have night mode and day mode. So let's say I want to implement this for my application. How would I do it, right? So there's a thing inside of here called theme provider. Theme provider, it's like a higher order component, but for CSS. So you can import that thing in here. Let me show you how this works, right? You can wrap your whole application with a theme provider. Think of this as like React context. If you are familiar with React context, this is pretty much what it is. So let's say I have two, and let's define two themes, right? Const theme equals, we have the day theme background. So the background is white. And then text color is black. Simple enough. And let's define a night theme. Background black. Color white. So now we have a theme with night and day mode, right? So all we have to do is pass the theme into the theme variable of theme provider. And then anything that wraps inside of theme provider, that's inside of it, will receive this theme property. This is a higher order components that will, context that will be passed in to your app. So app, now here, I actually have access to the theme property, right? So remember, if we go back to our app, if we go back to our app's CSS, let's see, so we're inside the app header, right? It has a background color, it has a color property. So let's say I want to render the day mode of this app, right? I don't like this dark background, I want to use the day mode. All right, so let's do this. Remember, we can change this into a props, right? Remember what we did earlier? So inside of here, we want to access the theme variable. So theme equals props.theme. There it is. So now we want to return CSS. Let's just throw this whole thing inside of the CSS. So now we have the ability to access the theme variable, right? So let's see. Let's say I want the day mode, right? So instead of that color, I can do theme.day.background. Remember, theme is what we defined here. Theme.day.background, so it should be the color white, right? And then the color, for the text color, we can do theme.day.color. So if I press save, you should see we are in the day mode, right? Everything's like background's white and the color of the text is black. Now let's say I want to go easy on my eyes. I want to change this to night mode. So change this to night mode. Press save. And now it's black background and white color. Isn't this cool? This is how you theme things, right? Imagine this on a higher level on an app with thousands of components. You can just like define your theme, and then you can easily toggle this with like JavaScript or whatever, and you can easily change the whole outlook of your app with ease. So yeah, this is pretty much what I learned so far with style components, and I hope you find this one useful because I really start to enjoy writing my components this way, and I know people might have preconception of like how CSS in JavaScript is crazy, but this is actually one of the ways that I find it makes sense to do. And it's no secret because all of these companies are actually doing it in their production code base. So I hope you take a look at the style components. Feel free to subscribe to our channel, and then I'll probably have more videos about more advanced usage of this and some more real life examples. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. And I'll see you guys next time. And don't forget to leave your comments below. I will try to answer every single comment. Bye.